Hello again. Alright, so here's a little video. Just got back from a run, a couple days to the Utica Boilermaker race, and I've been getting a lot of questions on YouTube for a lot of high school kids and younger kids on how are they going to improve their running or how they should start or what did I do when I just started running or competing in high school or on a cross country team. So a few of you guys know that I started really competing in high school. Now, let me track back a little bit. I'm going to go back what I just ate today. So, I went to Whole Foods, and I got a half a gallon of freshly squeezed orange juice, and it was $12 for a half a gallon. If that's not a rip-off, I don't know what it is, but it tastes really good. The real price of food these days, in America, the greatest country in the world, if you would like to call it, things are about 12 times, 10 times, 12 times expensive than any other country. Most people can't compare America to another country because all they know is America. They only live in America, so and you're usually just drinking American juice, the cheap $2 pasteurized juice and whatever. It's not good quality. But I was at Whole Foods with my friend Jamie, and it was funny. I spent $24 on. I got 6 of these grapefruits what I'm having for lunch right now. Some orange juice, some bananas. $24 in total, right? And I look at he got like a salad, just like some greens, I got greens here, got some turnips. I got so much freaking green in there. I just don't know what to do it. Little thing he has, right? Probably 100 calories less. $7. And he looks at me. He's like, "So how much does the cardboard cost that he put it in? Because the cardboard weighs more than the freaking leaves. They're charging for grass." So I'll just save that for another video. Bunch of Nazis. All right. So what do I got here? I even got the little radish seeds that are coming. I put that in the juice. I put the cloves in the juice, and boom, you got something fresh. And now, when I was back in high school, this is where I started to learn about eating healthy. And well, when I was younger, eating healthy was one thing to get that endurance, get that energy, because a lot of kids don't eat healthy. They don't have the endurance. It's simple as that. I could also save that for another video, but what I really want to talk about is I didn't do too much speed work when I was a kid. I did and I didn't. My coach in high school, Mr. Hedgecock, call him Mr. Hedge, Bill Hedgecock, somewhat of a famous coach, he said to me every summer, in the summer, just got to run long, slow distance. And so what I did was I ran long, slow distance. And I couldn't really handle much, 40 miles a week, 60 miles a week in that first 2 years or so. And that was a lot, and I was really cranking. And I used to do a lot of hills. I used to go down if I could get to Sunken Meadow or Bethpage or right here in Wantagh we have City Creek Park. I used to just do a lot of hills, and hills build strength. When I went to Sicily to visit, grandparents or whatever, that was the first time me experiencing what mountains were. When I started running over there, I was like, I gotta see what's on top of this mountain. So I got hills in. I ran in the heat, and that's what made me stronger. I got accumulated to the heat. And it exercise a little bit like an altitude thing. I never really got altitude, but I do get the heat training, and that's why I perform really well in hot weather races. I always have a PR in a 90-degree road race, and I hope for this in the Utica Boilermaker on Sunday, because it's going to be a hot one. Today it's like 92 degrees here in New York, so actually I don't think that's hot. That's perfect temperature for me. So, and then when we got into cross-country season, Mr. Hedge had us do like bigger tempos or like a time trial. It was usually like a 4K or a 2.5 mile or a 2 mile loop first day of practice. He wanted to see what kind of shape we were in. And he said to me, for the top bigger guys on the team. Now, my first year, he didn't know really what I was capable of, so I ran that hard. But the next couple of years, I did that thing as like a tempo or see what kind of shape I'm in, fairly hard effort, And then he would have us do interval work. But bigger, slower intervals like 10 by 800 on cross-country trails, maybe like that cross-country course. And mile repeats down at Mill Pond, the Mill Pond loops. 5 of them. I only did 6 of them maybe got to my senior year, but yeah, we were doing 5 by mile repeat at probably was a little bit, somehow I went 5K pace or something like that. We always did them a little bit too fast, but we always ran hard in high school. But what was really important is that we didn't really do speed until spring track. We didn't do the track speed until spring track. A lot of this stuff was more aerobic work, like trying to build mileage in the summertime, and that's all I did. No workouts, and then in the fall doing bigger workouts at a slower pace. When we got to track, that was the time to do 200s, and I would try to do them in like 31 or 32 at the time, or I wasn't never that fast, but we'd do bigger reps, full recovery, 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2. And then maybe like 3 or 4 minutes rest between these, so we'd get them fast, and that's like a mid-distance workout. In high school, you generally trained like a mid-distance runner, and even for mid-distance runner, yeah, you got to get that summer basin. It's very important to get the summer basin. If you're not getting the summer basin, I don't know what you're doing, because that's what gave you the standing ground for the speed work you would do. And it also left me never getting injured. I never got injured. I'm like, why? Because you train right, you train smart, you train right. I always trained smart, I think. But I always trained very, 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 very hard. So my high school training involved me really trying to build up mileage and build strength. Even through college, actually. That was all the same through college. And I never responded well to really fast running. Some people might, some kids are better on lower mileage, but for me, I was never a lower mileage runner, so I could never perform at my best running 60 to 70 mile weeks. I perform at my best running 140 to 180 miles a week. But you can't, how many high schoolers can run 140 to 180 miles a week? Or even college? Like, nobody. Cam Levins, halfway through college, based around the same time as me. So if I was ever going to be a really good 5K runner, as I am right now, or a really good 10K runner, I had to wait 10 years to actually build that mileage for myself, because my body's only going to respond to faster race times at a very high mileage. And since I couldn't do it on 60, 70 miles a week, like maybe some other kids could, some other college kids could run 70 miles a week and run a 13:55K. I didn't break 14 in college. So I needed time to build the mileage. So I needed time to build the strength. And, in the end, I think it's a lot like that for a lot of people. It's just a lot of people don't think that way. They think they're tired, they're hard, they don't have enough energy to run a lot of mileage because, they're not eating right. So, and at the end of the day, it became those were the kids who actually needed to run more mileage, but mentally they didn't want to. At the end of the day, it's always a mental battle with yourself. Everything is mental. Running is mental because your mind's going to push your body, right? So by the time my senior year rolled around in high school, I tried my bet at 100-mile weeks that winter. That summer of my high school, I hit maybe like 70, 80 a week, but I had 1 or 2 weeks in that winter time where I did a 26-mile long run one Sunday, and a week after I did a 27-mile long run. Let's just see what happened. That spring, I ran 9:15 for the 2 mile, or 9:16 for 2 miles, and that was my high school PR. And that was a big breakthrough because the year before I ran 9:35, and the year before that I ran sub 10. And I was a sub 10 guy on the first year of training. But before high school, I used to run to school every day, few miles. I used to play soccer. When you're young, actually, going back, when you're young, your physical activity, your training, before you're in your teens, you're 12, 13, 11, 10, before that, years before those ages, your physical activity is what you really need. You don't need to think about training. You really don't need to think about even running mileage. Kids, they just sprint and stop, sprint and stop. That's fine. Yeah, it's like speed training, but, I think I used to play soccer as a kid, and that was fun. I did 1 year of baseball, too, and that wasn't too fun for me, but it's because I was in shape. And, we ate fairly healthy, especially when I was in Sicily. We ate fruits. I couldn't make the correlation when I came back from Sicily. I came here and I always felt like shit. And finally took me throughout, maybe halfway through high school towards college, it was like, oh, we're only supposed to be eating fruit or, natural product. That's the way it is in Italy. And I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense now. So this is what I'm having for lunch. 6 of these, a whole half gallon of orange juice and whatever. So there's my tips. I could elaborate a lot more on this, but I'm going to end it right there because this video is getting kind of long. So for you high school kids out there, keep consistent, never stop running, always inspiring. El Coyote Loco. Oh yeah, and this training device is free.